Welcome students for the subject Big Data Analytics. We are in Unit 1 and last time we had seen installation of Hadoop on Windows as well as the three modes of Hadoop. If you look at the syllabus textbooks, these are the textbooks. Tom White book. This is the Hadoop textbook by Tom White of O'Reilly, and it focuses entirely on Hadoop MapReduce, Hadoop distributed file system, YARN, Hadoop IO, MapReduce. The second book by Eric Schhammer, Hadoop Operations. Let us look at it. This focuses on HDFS, MapReduce, Hadoop clusters, installation and configuration. So this also deals with Hadoop. Let us look at the third textbook, Programming High. It is there. Sorry, Vignesh Prajapati's Big Data Analytics with R and Hadoop. So if you look at this book also, this is R and Hadoop it is focusing on. Then if you look at the fourth book by Capriolo, Hive, it is totally for Hive programming. So we have to rely on other material as far as this Unit 1 is concerned. That's why we collected and compiled, whether it is 5 V's of big data or definitions of big data, different types of big data. So we use different resources and sources for discussing these topics. In that continuation only, what we are trying to do today is Unit 1 may be having some important questions. Those important questions we may start discussing. So today's agenda for the lecture is we will be discussing the first question from the question bank of Unit 1. And if you look at the question bank of Unit 1, these are the questions which are listed out. The first one is challenges of big data. Second one is difference between structured, semi-structured and unstructured data. Third one is importance of big data. Fourth one is big data application in healthcare. Fifth one is evolution of big data. Sixth one is 3 dimensions of big data. Seventh one is forms of big data. Eighth one is big data and algorithmic trading. So we will continue our discussion with the first question from this question bank. List the challenges posed by big data. So what it says? So when we have slowly started learning big data and we try to understand it, how it is different from your traditional databases, the tools are different kind of thing. So we need to understand the challenges, and but before that I'd also like to show you one question paper which is there with me. So if you look at the first question from this question paper of the end exam of March-April 2021, the first question says, list the challenges posed by big data. So it means we are trying to justify our exam question paper also. So let us start our discussion. I'll be using this same PDF and I had just compiled from Googling from different sources, and I'll mention the sources also from where I have taken. But let us not forget the question. What is the question? List the challenges posed by big data. This is the question. List the challenges posed by big data. Okay. So the first I have taken from this link, Simplilearn link. As per this, the challenges of big data as per the Simplilearn link is, first challenge is storage, because large amount of data is generated. So legacy systems cannot handle that. and your unstructured data cannot be stored in your traditional databases. What is the meaning of unstructured data? The meaning of your unstructured standard meaning is it can be a JPEG file or it can be a video file kind of. The second challenge is processing. So what exactly is processing? Reading the data, transforming the data, extracting the data, formatting the data. So this also becomes a challenge. The third challenge is security. So this also is one of the major challenge. The next challenge is fixing the data quality issues. So for that, correct information in the original database, repairing the original data source, you should have the methods of determining who someone is. The next challenge is scaling big data systems. So the scaling methods are mentioned like sharding or caching or moving to cloud or separating read-only and write-active databases. But combining all these scaling mechanisms also is a big challenge. The next challenging of handling big data is evaluating and selecting big data technologies. I have many technologies in hand. So I may be having Hadoop or Apache, Spark or R or Predictor. So I need to select the appropriate choice becomes a challenge. The next is the environment of big data. Okay. When I say about real-time analytics, so what I'm speaking about is I need to have a tool which will justify this, okay, which will make use of logic, mathematics, and which will do the things very fast. Next challenge is data validation. So data validation is we need to check integrity, accuracy, structure of the data, and we need to validate that. Healthcare challenges are also there. For example, in medical records, you have multiple sources of healthcare big data. Now, what are the challenges of using big data in healthcare? Price, security, disconnect in communication. If you're speaking about big data visualization, the visuals may be distracting because all the elements are close. So the publicly available data, I can reduce, but there may be a data loss. So if I am rapidly shifting the visuals, it is highly impossible for the viewer to keep up with the action on screen. Then there are security management challenges also. There is a cloud security governance challenge. That is, I need to follow thousands of regulations. Okay. Governance, control, expenses handling, evaluation, improving performance, all this. Now coming to the next source I am using, the next source I am using is Geek for Geeks. And the question I should not forget, the question is, what are the challenges in big data? The first challenge mentioned here in this link by Geek for Geek is sharing and accessing the data. Because I am collecting data from external sources and the data may not be accessible. The sharing that data may be a challenge. Okay. That data is maybe from inter or intra-institutional, so there may be legal challenges. Okay. There may be a lot of public repositories, but again, accessing public repository is a tough thing. So whatever data is available, that also needs to be accurate, that also needs to be complete, that also needs to be timely. The second challenge of big data is privacy and security, because sensitive, conceptual, technical, legal significance that data may be holding. Okay, the organization may not be able to maintain regular checks because the data is huge. Okay, so but security checks and observation in real time are a must. The third challenge is analytical challenge. Because the data is too large, how do I find the important data points? How to use data to the best advantage? On which data type I am doing this analysis, whether my data is structured, semi-structured or unstructured. The technical challenge is quality of data. I have huge data, there is a challenge. What is the challenge? I need large data storage. So I want better results, better analysis, better conclusions, better insights. Then I need to have quality data storage. Okay. So if I want that quality data storage, I need to decide how much data is enough for decision making. So I need to verify whether my data is accurate or not. The next big data challenge is fault tolerance. So fault tolerance computing is extremely hard. So cloud computing, big data. So whenever failure occurs, the damages should be within the acceptable threshold. The next challenge is scalability, because big data projects will be growing and growing. So how do I execute various tasks, various jobs, various queries on each of the workload? There may be system failures. The third link I'm using is from Upgrad. And the question is, again, let us not forget the question, challenges of big data. So the first challenge according to this Upgrad link is lack of proper understanding of big data. The people involved may not be able to understand big data, the way it is stored, the way it is processed, its importance. Okay. So the people may not be having clear picture of the data, its significance, it may be a very sensitive data. The second challenge is data growth. As it is big data, it will be growing on, okay, exponential. So you need huge data centers, you need huge databases, okay, and as they grow, it becomes very difficult to handle this data. The data may be unstructured, maybe from videos, maybe from audio, maybe from multiple sources, okay. So this also becomes a challenge. There are so many tools available in the big data world. So which tools I should select, whether I should go for HBase or whether I should go for Cassandra, whether I should go for Hadoop or whether I should go for Spark. These are the challenges which again poses challenge in handling the big data. There are very few real data, big data professionals. That also is a challenge. So people with good technical skill set are not available. Storing and securing big data also becomes a huge challenge. And the last challenge is integrating data from these variety of sources. What are the variety of sources? My data may be from a social media, maybe from an ERP application, maybe from customer logs, financial reports, emails, so on and so forth. Okay. So we tried to resolve this point in our today's session, that is from the question bank of big data analytics subject from unit 1, we tried to understand and answer the first question, that is list the challenges posed by big data.